What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with a preview video today. It's the whiteout, the annual whiteout. Penn State always picks a game each season, and they'll have a couple different night games, but there's only one in Happy Valley where you must wear all white, and it's the coolest looking thing I've ever seen in college football. It's got to be. It's amazing. You can hardly hear the announcers when it comes on. It's energetic. Man, CBS, too, by the way, picking up the Big Ten this year, dropping the SEC next season, but ESPN's going to pick up the SEC. Big Ten on CBS. You don't want to miss it. 7:30 p.m. Eastern this Saturday. We break down the game here at Ballard Sports Media. Two undefeated teams, the Hawkeyes and the Nittany Lions, go head to head, and it's going to be a good game. If you're going to the game, 68-degree weather, going to be a little bit of rain, but it shouldn't be too bad. When you look at what ESPN has on deck, Penn State favored by 15, and I should go ahead and let you know I don't think they quite cover that. I think that might be a bit much because I do think Iowa's a good team. I like Penn State too. I do think that this is going to be a game where the environment and a hostile crowd is going to be key. When you look at what Penn State has done through their first three games, beating West Virginia, beating Delaware, beating Illinois, you could say they haven't played anybody yet. Well, they're fixing to get a shot in the Big Ten this Saturday. And I will go ahead and say I do think Penn State's going to win, but I wouldn't sleep on what Iowa could do, especially defensively. I think the past couple years, Georgia has been that team for defense in college football. If I had to pick a second team, I like a team like Iowa. The thing about Iowa is, are they figuring out their offense? Because they've had some key issues. Not going to lie, they've had some issues, but they're undefeated. And by the way, they do have over 150 yards rushing and right on the money at 150 yards passing this season. 302 total yards of offense. It's incredible. Defense isn't what it has been, but it's not bad. I think the issue is what you look at in terms of the competition. Utah State 24-14. Iowa State 20-13. Always a close game there in the Cy-Hawk battle. Western Michigan 41-10. 41 points by Iowa. Impressive. But is it good enough for Penn State? True sophomore Drew Aller, I think it's Aller, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to start for Penn State. That's what I'm hearing. Cade McNamara, a Michigan transfer, was really good, led Michigan to the playoffs before being benched for J.J. McCarthy last season. He transfers to Iowa, gives the offense a spark. It's pretty good what he's doing. 417 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The only problem about Iowa's offense is it's just not explosive, but it has improved and gotten better. And when you look at the run game, LaShawn Williams has 19 carries, 164 yards. Katron Allen for Penn State, 42 carries, 208 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You have Luke Lachey is the lead receiver for the Hawkeyes, 10 receptions, 131 yards. Keandre Lambert-Smith decided to come back this year, 13 receptions, 220 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Go ahead and share screen with all of you here. I guess we'll put up, let's see what layout we want to do. We want to do this one. I'll zoom in just a little bit and we'll take a look at this game here. Actually, let me get this one. I like this view here. You can stray away from my face just a little bit. I don't know. 13.2% chance that the Hawkeyes pull the upset. 86.8, rounded to 87 and 13 to add up to 100% for this game. 86%, 87, however you want to look at it for Penn State, that they could pull this off. And I don't say it like that. Like, obviously, if they win the game, is it really going to be a surprise? I don't think it'll be a surprise. I think it'll be great. I think that it'll be a huge win for James Franklin because Iowa's a good program. Kirk Ferentz is a good head coach. There's been questions about his son, Brian Ferentz, who has been the offensive coordinator. From what I understand, he has left Iowa. I think I read that correctly this offseason. Brian Ferentz, it's a coach's son. So he actually is still the offensive coordinator. He used to play. Um, I thought he had left. I guess there were just rumors and there were calls for that. But at this point, have they turned a corner with Brian Ferentz as offensive coordinator? Have they turned a corner at Iowa? I think they have. I really do. I believe that Iowa has good offense. I don't think they're going to have it in this game, though. I see a lot of great defense for Penn State, and I see a lot for Iowa, too. I think this is one of those, it's not a first to 30. I think it's just whatever offense can score is going to get the win. Curtis Jacobs, know that name, leads Penn State in tackles, linebacker. He has 12. Daquan Hardy is a cornerback. He has one interception on the year. It's not much, but again, we've only played 2 games, 3 games. So Curtis Jacobs leads in tackles. Jalen Reed is a safety. Zakee Wheatley, Kobe King, Kalen King, his brother. You got a linebacker for Kobe, a corner in Kalen. Abdul Carter sounds like a guy for the NFL draft in 2024. He has 8 total tackles. He does have a sack for 11 yards, a sack monster. He just has to work on tackling a little bit. But I think Penn State this year has the pieces for their defense. And I think they have a really good chance to be one of the best in the Big Ten, probably even in college football. I like Michigan out of the Big Ten this year, but I think Penn State is the next team. I just think the thing about Ohio State, I just think they're taking steps back, and you're going to see that this year. They probably lose to Michigan for the 3rd straight year, and they have to travel to Penn State next month. So it doesn't really favor Ohio State, but Penn State, they're the team. Could we see a rematch of this game later on in the season? I think so. I think you got to give both teams a lot of credit. I think they got a lot of great talent. We'll make this one quick on you guys. The line is 15 for Penn State. Question is, do they cover? I want to say they don't cover. I think they come really close, but I'm going to go with the score prediction here of 23-10. I do think Iowa has the defense to shut down Penn State, but not by much. Also, I don't think Iowa has the offense to go in there. By the way, this is the whiteout game, so that's going to be a rocking crowd. I mean, it's so loud on television, you can hardly hear the announcers. That's how great it is. You just hear, you hear the crowd, and it's incredible. It's electric. It's hyped up. These fans are going to be ready. Penn State's going to be ready. Give Penn State the victory in this one, and we will see them perform very well on Saturday. That's at least my prediction. I don't get into predicting yardage and interceptions and touchdowns. I just kind of predict the score, and I talk about what these teams need to do. I think Penn State needs to get an early start offensively because I was going to have some great defense. But if Penn State gets off to a hot start offensively, they have a chance. Honestly, that's probably going to be what's the deciding factor. Who gets the start offensively as far as a hot start? We know the quarterbacks. We know the players. There's playmakers on both sides, both teams. Who's going to get off to the hot start in Penn State and Iowa? Got to hear from you guys in the comments. Drop your score predictions. We love you. Jesus loves you. He's got a great plan. And we'll see you next time here at Ballard Sports Media. Peace.